Hey, you can't put that in there. That soda will gunk up the recycling machines. Hey, how did that get in there? Dear Tim and Moby, how does recycling work? From Sabina. Recycling means that we take something like this newspaper from last Sunday and process it so it can be used again. All sorts of things can be recycled. Paper, plastic, aluminum cans, batteries, and even motor oil. Right. Sorting is the first step in recycling. Some cities require higher levels of sorting, like making sure different kinds of paper are separate. But the most common requirement is to place paper products in one bin, sturdy containers like glass and plastic bottles and metal cans in another, and regular trash in a third bin. Then you either drop off your recyclables or put them out to be collected. Newspapers are taken to a paper mill. At the mill, paper goes through a chemical wash to separate ink from paper. A slusher turns the old paper into a mushy mix of paper fiber called pulp. Detergent dissolves the ink and carries it away. Screens remove contaminants like bits of tape or dirt. The pulp that's left gets bleached and mixed with additional pulp from wood chips to strengthen it. The pulp is poured onto a moving screen that lets the moisture out. Once it's hardened, the paper is fed through steam-heated rollers that flatten it into a continuous sheet of paper. Tomorrow's newspaper can be printed on that same paper, and the recycling loop is complete. Pretty cool. Yeah, that soda can is eventually going to a recycling plant too. An aluminum recycling plant, obviously. First, the aluminum gets shredded into small pieces. Then the pieces are all melted into a huge furnace to make molten or liquefied aluminum. Lastly, they're shaped into metal casts called ingots that can be melted down later and used for making new aluminum products. Well, plastics are a little more complicated. That's because there are many different types of plastic, and they can't be mixed with other types. Most plastics have a little recycle sign on them with a number and a special code. That's the resin identification code, and each one stands for a different type of plastic. So, before they can be recycled, plastics need to be very carefully sorted. Actually, many communities only recycle a few types of plastic because it's too expensive to recycle every kind. So make sure you check with your local recycling program to see what can and can't be recycled. Most things with a 1, 2, or 3 identification code usually can be recycled. Things like water and soda bottles, grocery bags, milk and juice cartons, and detergent bottles. Well, yeah, it does take some work to recycle, but recycling is better for us and for the earth. Recycling reduces pollution, energy, and the use of raw materials. It creates jobs, and it reduces the need for landfills. It's nice to see you so excited about recycling. Okay, that's really not the idea.